Good morning, everyone. How you guys doing today? Today we have Kamala Harris vote to protect workers' right at Detroit rally on Labor Day. Let's get into this story on Newsbreak. In a city steeped in labor history, Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris promised to protect workers' right if elected and cast her Republican opponent, former President Donald Trump, as a foe to workers during a Labor Day speech on Monday at Detroit Northwestern High School. Always good to be in the House of Labor, Harris said at the beginning at her brief speech in high school gymnastic. When she took the stage, Harris hugged a group of union presidents who greeted her under a blue banner that read Union Strong for Harris Waltz. Don't we love Labor Day? Harris asked. The season of workers wearing their uniform, t-shirt, who applauded her. She repeated a familiar Democratic campaign refrain that union helped build the middle class in the U.S. Harris said all workers, even those who do not belong to a union, have benefited from strong unionized workplace. Everywhere I go, I tell people, look, you may not be a union member. You better thank a union member, Harris said, prompting cheers for the 5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for pay leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time. Harris criticized Trump as a fierce opponent of workers' rights, saying he blocked overtime benefits for millions of workers, opposed efforts to raise the minimum wage, appointed union busters to the National Labor Relations Board, and supported right to work law that allow workers covered by collective bargaining agreement to opt out of paying union dues and fees. But here's the things: we have a choice here, Harris said. If elected, she voted to pass the PRO Act to give workers more power to organize. Harris followed in the footsteps of the many presidential candidates who have visited the Motor City on Labor Day to campaign. Harris' visit marks her first in Michigan, a key battleground since she formally accepted her party nomination in Chicago at the Democratic National Convention. The latest Free Press poll showed Trump 1 percentage points ahead of Harris in both a head-to-head matchup and a four-way race that included Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who suspended his campaign and endorsed Trump after President Joe Biden dropped out in late July. Harris' truncated presidential campaign has tried to position her as a champion for workers, while characterizing Trump as an ally of the billionaire class who won advocate for the middle class. Laborers International Union of North America General President Byron Brooker kicked off the Harris rally. He taunted Harris' advocacy for workers' rights, saying she has joined striking workers on picket line and led a task force on workers organizing. Booker said that he never seen a more pro-union president than Biden and declared Harris will continue Biden's legacy. Michigan Democrats also took to the stage to highlight Harris' support for labor union and denounced Trump as a candidate who wants union members to support his campaign, but will turn his back on them once in the White House. Union workers deserve better than the failed anti-worker policy of the Republican Party, Donald Trump. Look, if your most famous line is, "You're fired," you're sure as hell don't understand workers, said Gov. Gatchen, a national co-chair of Harris' campaign. She criticized Trump as an out-of-touch rich man. If elected, Harris has repeatedly said she would make building up the middle class a key aim of her presidency. McGrady is a special needs preschool teacher with Detroit Public School Community District and a Harris supporter who said having a pro-union president is very important to her, and said on that front, Harris stands in stark contrast to Trump. She very pro-union, McGrady said. Okay, I hear what Harris is saying about being more for workers and, especially for union workers. I understand that and everything. Like, I'm here for Harris running for presidency because, to be honest, I'm ready to see a woman president. A lot of people is not for Harris. A lot of people would love for former President Trump to come back. But the way I see it is we had Trump before. We know what Trump gonna do. Like, we had Trump before. We have all the men president before. Can we please get a woman in the office? Just to see what a woman gonna do. We had a black president. What's the problem with having a woman president? And that's what I'm here for. But If Harris really is for workers, one of the things she could consider changing is what a lot of workers, especially middle class, especially people, workers who have dependent, are going through right now. What is going on with the workers right now is taxes. Millions of Americans, they go for the taxes to help pay off. They look for it for the taxes to help pay off bills. Also, they look for their taxes to go on vacation. They look for taxes for many reasons. The bottom line is a lot of Americans look for it for their taxes. Now, from what I heard with working, ever since Trump came in, the taxes is all messed up. Now a lot of people are owing federal taxes. Why is that? From what I heard, that when Trump came into office, when it come onto the W-4 form, the federal form, what used to be there before 2020, it used to be that you were able to claim a dependent and you were able to put 0, 1, or 2. Now with the new form, it's not like that no more. So because of it's not like that anymore, either you gotta input the taxes that you want to get taken out or the percentage. Some jobs, they will take out the federal taxes. And nowadays, the jobs that I see nowadays, they are not taking out the federal taxes. And because they're not taking out the federal taxes, people are end up owing taxes at the end of the year, which that is a big problem. Because the money that people once was expecting to get around tax time, now they have to pay back those type of money. And I do notice that whenever, like with a new tax form now, you have to input the amount based off the bracket that you are in. When it come on to if you're single, head of household, married, um, depends on the amount that you are bringing in. You are supposed to take out the percentage from that. You could go back to your financial department at your job and you could tell them that you want to fix that part about it. But what I do notice that when it come on to more of the single people, people who do not have dependents, those are the people that the federal tax are being taken out. But when it come on to people who have dependent, that's where the problem come, that there's not really any federal tax getting taken out. Then at the end of the year, you are end up owing all this money back to the government. So my thing is, if Harris is for people, it's for the workers. The big thing that she could do for workers, especially workers with dependents, is to fix that W-4 form, to let it go back to how it was, where you are able to put 0, 1, or 2, or instead have these jobs provide better education, how to fill out the W-4 based off the tax bracket that the person is in. Because a lot of people is not understanding it and they're owing money. So that's the big thing that she could do for workers, is to fix that problem. And what got me a little surprised, when Biden came into office, some of the law that Trump put in place, he ended up reverting it back to how it used to be. Why he didn't do that with the tax form, with the W-4? Why is the W-4 is still messed up in 2024, that a lot of Americans are owing a lot of money when it come on to tax time? And people are not understanding, because here it is, you're getting your check and you see all this tax coming out of your check. And you're like, how do I owe taxes when I'm paying taxes? But come to find out, all that taxes that's being taken out of your check is going straight to the state. Nothing is coming out for the federal. And what she can do for millions of Americans is to fix that problem, or have job provide education on how to fill out that W-4, because a lot of people don't know. And let's talk about the healthcare field. A lot of nurses are leaving the healthcare field, and it's not that they are incompetent of their job and they don't know what they supposed to do. But let's really talk about it. The healthcare system is very stressful, it's very toxic. And how can people go to work when the environment is so stressful, so toxic? How could people perform their duty in such a stressful environment? So the next thing that she could work on is the healthcare. See what's going on in the healthcare system, that is million of nurses are quitting their job. They don't want to work in nursing no more. And it's come to find out, they saying that it's not that much nurses in the nursing field anymore. So something need to give. And yeah, don't get me wrong, nurses, we get paid. I don't think it's the pay. Like, some people may complain about the pay, they want the pay to go higher, but I doubt it if that's one of the main things why people are quitting. You have supervisors who treat their workers very horrible in the nursing field. Every day some nurses come to work, they are getting constantly harassed. And if they don't like you, they pick on you, they lie on you, they try to do everything to get you fired or team up on you. So because of that, you have, a lot of people quitting. And then think about it. You're going to work, you have to deal with some patients. A lot of patients doesn't have the best attitude. Don't get me wrong. They doesn't have the best attitude. That part, dealing with the customer service side of it, is stressful. Then on top of it, you got your boss applying more stress on you, making it very difficult for you to come to work and do your job. You have other workers who are being lazy, they disappearing, hiding, not doing their job. Everything fall back on the nurse that's there, and they doing their job. So I just felt like she needs to find out, like, what's going on in the nursing field, that a lot of nurses are quitting their job. And we need nurses. We need nurses. We need doctors. We need healthcare workers. We need all of them. So she needs to find out what is going on in that place, in that particular industry, that a lot of people are quitting, and is a shortage in nurses. I understand that COVID came and it was a very stressful time for a lot of nurses and doctors. And a lot of them, I heard, like, nurses who quit, doctors who quit and start working in Target. And one would wonder, why would a doctor and nurse quit who making money just to go work in Target? Sometimes it's not about the money. Sometimes it's a stress level. Sometimes you could have a job that pay less and you could go there and do your job and it's less stressful. Whereas where you have job that pay a whole lot of money, whole lot more, but it come with a lot of stress, and it's difficult for you to make your hours because it's so stressful emotional wise. So, and it's supposed to be better benefit for the healthcare workers. Maybe we should have 2 weeks off just to help us get our mind right, our stress level back on track. Something needs to be given to the healthcare field, because I'm sure that's where a lot of money is coming from there. So, it's just something to think about when they come on to that. And the DSP work, let's talk about the DSP work. The workers who have to work with people with disability, it's a lot mentally. It's a lot for them to deal with mentally, and something needs to be given in that field. And I notice in that field, they don't pay that much. For the work that they want you to do, it's not enough money in that field. So something needs to give when it come on to that. And protecting the workers' stress level, especially in the healthcare field, because the healthcare worker have to deal with so much things. Comment below and let me know, what would you like Kamala Harris to change, especially in the industry where you are working in.